All right, everyone, I'm going to get us started. So let me just share my screen with all of you. So thank you guys again for coming to another ZBT at home session. Um, we're very excited to be able to bring these on and be able to support all of our brothers, especially during this time when we can't be with all of you guys in person. There's one more person being admitted. Awesome. Let me just reshare this very quickly. Technology is supposed to make our lives easier, but sometimes they make it more difficult. Awesome. Perfect. So just before we even begin, even with my introduction of myself, I just have to shamelessly plug um, our Instagram. So if you guys have not already, or your chapters or colonies have not, please follow us on Instagram at Zeta Beta Talk. We are pushing our social media more than ever, and we're really, really excited to be able to bring a lot of our new stuff to you guys, as well as what resources we can provide during this time. So social media recruitment and you. My name is Anthony Haddad. I am the Assistant Director of Growth with ZBT. My main role is working with social media when it comes to recruitment and mainly working with expansion. I graduated from Cal Poly and I was in the A&U chapter. I have my degree, my undergraduate in philosophy, and my master's in international business, stemming into marketing and entrepreneurship. So when it comes to social media and marketing, it's a huge passion of mine. I find it to be entertaining to see how everything's changing, and even putting this together, seeing how the generational changes when it comes to marketing, it's been very enlightening. So just to give an overview on what I'll be talking about, the main what and why of social media, the identifying the correct ways to utilize social media and the full breakdown per platform. Looking at how fraternity social media accounts is all about recruitment and utilizing that for the success of your guys' recruitment. And also example from some of our chapters that we have that already excel in social media and the way that they promote themselves. I have also placed some learning outcomes, talking about how I hope that you guys will be able to bring away a more business-like mindset when it comes to virtual promotion, how to identify which social media platforms are best for you to use, how to use them to communicate to external partners as well as potential new brothers, creating opportunities for reach, efficient posting and brand identification, as well as always reminding you guys that even though we are not in person right now, and we wouldn't have been over the summer anyways, we can still virtually recruit and still push our social media and what we're doing online. So really diving into the what and the why of social media. As we can tell today, everyone is on their phones. On my desk, I have my personal phone, a phone I use for social media. I have my iPad, I have two screens, I have a computer over here. We're all connected in some sort of way. So it's bringing all of these generations together by a few clicks. And it allows us to establish, expand, and bring awareness to our personal brand, to our company brand, organizational. It is completely up to you on which you're promoting, but it allows us to establish and expand those, as well as increasing your reputation. The way that you're pushing out what you want to focus on and what you want to be seen as is going to push forward your reputation and also humanize you. It shows that you being an organization, a business, a company, a fraternity chapter, a sorority chapter, it doesn't matter. It gives somebody that perspective of I can see inside of the veil. We're encouraging targeting to your specific market to allow you more success. So this could be success when it comes to business with sales and finding the right people to market to. In our sense, and with those that have businesses that are more focused towards service, we are focusing towards reaching other people and reaching them in a way that we stick with them. And we also, with social media, which is amazing, is it provides so much analytical reporting that allows us to know what we're doing well, what we're doing wrong, and what we can be either supported with by bouncing off of other platforms and that type of information. I know for a lot of you, you guys already have a lot of your guys' social media accounts on a business profile. If not, highly recommend it. You can see all these insights every day. And you can see how many people are even clicking from your stories to your profiles, or because you posted something on Facebook, what link you posted with, how many clicks, how long people stayed there. It's really amazing how much a marketer can get out of all this information. Platform breakdowns. I'm going to go over some of the top platforms that we have and utilize in social media, and kind of be looking towards what our target market is, as well as the age ranges to see what we can expand our target market to be. So I'll go over these rather quickly. So at the end, if anybody has any other questions or they want the PowerPoint, I can send it all to anybody that wants it. So jumping into Facebook. Facebook is widely used in all of these categories. The categories are split between 13 to 17, 18 to 24, 25 to 30, which is that graduate young adult finding their life, 30 to 49, 50 to 64, ending their work and business career, and then 65 and over is that retirement age. As you can see with Facebook, it is widely used. 75% of the users have completed some or all of their college, as well as Facebook has a primary general use. You never know who you're going to reach out to unless you get into a specific page, spend a certain amount of money, or really just messaging people from peer to peer. It really encompasses a lot of people. Perfect. The next one, Instagram. I can assume that most of us that are on this have Instagram. It is between 18 and 24 that has the largest user base, as well as the 25 to 30. We see this as, especially on the marketing perspective, it has been on a rise and has been having a lot of retention after Facebook purchased it because of the cross marketing that can be done. And 37% of those users have completed some sort of college, and 43% have completed college in general. And just to go back on why I'm putting those in there as well, is because the target market for us is usually 18 to 24-year-olds, because those are the people that are in university. But then we also have to look at who's using this. It's actually the people in these universities. Instagram, something that has an amazing result is the discoverability function. Using tags, tagging other people, hashtags, location, suggested discover. Later on, we'll talk about how to make your Instagram and Facebook more discoverable. And they also have strong communication and humanizing aspects of your brand. You are able to, I'm sorry guys, let me just admit some people very, very quickly. Perfect. They give you that time and that space to be able to tell people and show people what you guys really do. Twitter, another one. Breakdown, 18 to 24 years old. 24% of users completed some college, 32% all of their college. 96% of ad buying brands on Twitter have left it because of problems when it comes to analytics and not getting to their true target market. The primary use of Twitter these days are looking at public figures. As we can see with today, that's how we get some of our news, our influencers, and also our celebrities. We do not look at this as a brand intake or what kind of information we want to see from a brand. Twitter has completely changed the aspect of what they wanted to be to what they are now. Snapchat, another one. As you can see, 46% is from that 18 to 24 range. And then it moves down a little bit to that 25 to 30. This is a generally used Snapchat platform. I mean, a generally used social media platform. 29% of the users have completed some college, 20% have received their degrees. It is a high-risk marketing platform. And when I say high risk, risky in so many different ways. When it comes to businesses and organizations that are using it, they have to do it in a way that their fan base is not able to respond or reply to them. One of my friends worked with this restaurant. It's a small one. It's called Taco Bell. Just kidding. Of course, it's huge. That was my diet in college. But they ended up working there and was controlling their Snapchat. So I was getting Snapchats from Taco Bell's actual company. But it was just me and my friend just joking around so that I can freak people out that I was snapping Taco Bell. And because of that, and because of all of the actions that they could receive back, that brings risk when it comes to HR and just privacy in general. As well as, I'll add it in, it also brings risk onto your campuses and into your fraternity life because people just post things as much as possible. And sometimes it's not the best things to post. When it comes to these ad buying businesses, the brands moved away because there was a lack of analytics. Nobody really knew what was going on and how somebody was supposed to get connected. Another one is that the clones are better. Clones are just another platform that has adopted the same type of functionality. I think it was about a year after Snapchat was created, Instagram launched their stories, and it has been by far more appealing in total. And it's hard to create, execute or create any type of creative or clever content. Snapchat's 10 seconds. What can you throw in there that's 10 seconds that somebody can watch over? I know a lot of people are like, well, TikTok, and for those that are my age or older, Vine, those were something that you could watch over and over. Snapchat, you wanted to get in the heads of people very, very quickly, and that's hard to do. Quickly going over LinkedIn, it is used more for graduates, obviously. 26% of users have completed some college. The highest yet at 51% have completed college. I put this in there because I think it is very important to utilize LinkedIn when it comes to alumni and that alumni network. If you create one for your chapter, you create one for your organization, you are able to communicate with those alumni that may have other job opportunities or networking skills that can benefit you in the future. And so I think that is a great way to pull in those job-seeking moments or just many other opportunities. And it's not used for general or specific marketing. The people that market on there are marketing things for LinkedIn or marketing things for people's particular businesses. They're seeked out. Like I can go onto my LinkedIn, especially when I was working in social media and marketing, and it's how can you connect better with your customers? We can give you this software and that. That is all it's for when it comes to that marketing. YouTube. I know with YouTube, it's like, how do we market on there? Obviously, we have those recruitment videos and we can do those fireside chats, but it's widely used by all categories. 80%, which this one did surprise me as well. 80% of users have said that they've completed some or all college work. And I think the reason why that 80% figure surprised me was because I thought that like, oh, 80% of people that are using this, it's a niche situation. It's really not. When you actually think about how many views that are on YouTube, it is an endless growing platform. It's easily marketable. You can find brand content everywhere. And it's also easy to cross-platform market. You can put your YouTube on your Instagram, on your Facebook. You can switch those over at the end of every YouTube video. For those that do watch YouTube influencers, they always put a plug in the beginning and the end, in their comments, in their description. Everywhere is an ad. And for those that have watched some of the animated cartoons making fun of ad culture, that is a big thing. Everything that we do is because of an ad. It is because a group of marketers in one room decided that we like this thing. And that's wild to me, but we can see this by the breakdown, and especially going on to this page. This is a little confusing, so bear with me. This is where we can see the reciprocal actions of a user from one platform to another. Pinterest is on here just because I thought it was interesting. I don't recommend using Pinterest for any type of marketing need. However, it was just an interesting platform to put on. So on the left side, the way that I do it is the percentage of these users, let's say Facebook on the left, also use Twitter at 32%, Instagram at 47%, and then vice versa. Those that use Instagram, 91% of those use Facebook because the Instagram usage is a lot smaller than Facebook, so that's why the percentages have that difference. But when you're really looking at this, you can see that everybody is using these platforms. Everyone is using Facebook. More people are using that Instagram. You do see some spikes when it comes to Twitter and Snapchat. And then all of these users are using a high amount of YouTube. It's because they've integrated those so well. So when you look at it, the outcome of this breakdown is that Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube allow for multiple groups to connect, and you be able to not just connect generally, but also to your targeted market. They are entangled with each other, like I was just explaining, for multiple reasons. One is a connection through ownership. I know I spoke about it a little bit earlier, but since Facebook bought Instagram, they have a Facebook managing platform that allows you to do ads on both. And Facebook and Google, which Google owning YouTube, they have a back door to each other. So it's easy for me as a brand on Instagram to be able to promote through YouTube. Sure, there's that skip that you have to do to join another ad base payment towards another company, but they make it as seamless as they can. And they also do that connection through that cross-platform capability, that posting, that sending. Let me talk to you about this. Show if you like and subscribe, and then you like or follow me on Instagram, you're into this raffle, whatever it is. It's easy actions as well as just being able to do a plug whenever you can, which again, if you haven't followed us on Instagram, it's at Zeta Beta Talk. Very easy follow. I'll follow some of you guys back. If not all, you know, whatever. I don't know. I don't know if I control it anymore. Who knows the world? Anyways, these are the best when it comes to that ZBT experience as well. And that's what we're going to be diving into next is like, why should I care? Why should we care? Why should anybody care about what we're doing as social media when it comes to our chapters, our colonies? Because simply, fraternity social media exists to do recruitment. And I know that's not really the forefront of our minds. We tell ourselves like, no, we're posting philanthropy to really promote this cause, which you are, and no one's gonna say you're not. Or we're doing this brotherhood event because we wanna show people how strong our brotherhood is. Yeah, absolutely. But when I see groups that are posting strong brotherhood, they're showing these cool events, they're doing all these philanthropies, they just won certain events, and they're posting about it, that makes me want to see more. And also that makes me want to be friends with those people. You see these with like big brands such as Bang Energy Drink, which the staff of ZBT knows that is like my water. I drink it all the time. It's a problem, but I'm not going to stop. And their whole marketing strategy and social media strategy strives on that fun aspect, that watch me aspect type of thing. And so when somebody is watching that, they're engaged and they will retain their focus on those posts. When it comes to social media for recruitment and utilizing it the correct ways, we need to first change our mindset. Changing the mindset is very important to making sure that we're not just posting something just because we want to or just because that's the norm, but we have a goal in mind. Identifying your unique brand. I'm sure being in ZBT, you've heard conventions or regional officer institutes, presidents, leadership academy, everything that the foundation supports the staff to put on, about building your own brand. You built it. Let's identify it. Then we have to be organized. Our execution has to be planned and organized, and I can't say that enough. And we have to post efficiently, knowing what our goal is and knowing how to accomplish it. And also maximizing our reach. There's so many things that I see our undergraduate chapters and even businesses do that they're really missing the mark on reaching that maximization of reach. And there's so many simple and easy ways that people think it's just like, oh, that's done, that's just an add-on, whatever. But it actually changes your full discoverability and your search engine optimization, which I will call in speech SEO. And that pretty much is, just a side note, is that everything that you post as a specific brand will be brought up more through Google's algorithm, Instagram's, Facebook's, the whole general gambit of searchable material, if you're posting more efficiently and being able to maximize that reach. It is really interesting how the algorithm works. And if any of you have taken a marketing class within business, or even just watch the TV shows and the YouTube videos that joke about it, algorithm's not to be messed with. You work with the algorithm, because right when you mess with the algorithm, you're buried. We'll get more on that in a little bit. But I want to talk more about that recruitment marketing mindset. I want you guys to think about what you want to show me. Let's say I'm just a potential new brother. Let's say that I'm a parent of somebody that's going to your school. I'm the sorority advisor, whatever it may be. What do you guys want to show me about your chapter or colony that you're proud of? That is an idea that I feel like a lot of people are not thinking about when they're posting, especially about ZBT. They're posting like, oh, this looks cool. Oh, the sunset over in California is amazing. Whatever it is. Is that something that we're proud of? No, we could probably put some of that stuff on a story. Sure, has a shorter shelf life. But what are we posting that we're truly proud of? Telling your story, like I said, everything you do is recruitment. Tell me what your chapter and colony does through photos and posts. Give me a story. You might not be physically together, but through these photos, through these Facebook posts, through these YouTube videos, whatever you may have, you can show me and tell me what you guys do. If I was to look at your social media, being somebody that has worked in social media and supports it with DBT, what do you think I can take from your social media and say, this is the experience with this chapter in this colony? When you're able to define that, then you know that you are telling the correct story. If I'm looking at a social media that is just everybody is in a giant cluster together all the time, girls and guys, and there's a DJ booth, all I'm gonna think is that this is just a party group. That doesn't show me the true, passionate, genuine experience of ZBT. What do I get out of that? Are we attracting the right people when we do that? Are we attracting more of that risk factor? Those that are showing pictures of their house with their brothers outside in goofy Santa Claus hats in July, or them at a philanthropy event, and I'll show some of these examples a little bit later, that shows me more of what you guys are doing and what you guys are about. You guys are about each other, and you guys are about promoting each other. And so that's what I want you guys to think about as well. One of the things too is, what are you seeking to gain from social media? Kind of encompassing all of this, it's why are you posting something if you do not have something to necessarily gain? Also, just to add on what I wanted to say, just because you are not on your social media or on the internet in general doesn't mean that someone else isn't. You might not think so, but someone's always lurking. Could be administration, could be a future employer. There's a lot of people that still look through your Instagram and see what you guys do, see what your guys' comments are. And that's also something that you guys need to address if this is an issue. And I would just put it out there in general. what your brothers are posting on your own social media for the chapter or colony is viewable. People can see this. Is it appropriate and does it bring the right light to the fraternity? That's what you guys need to decide. Moving on from this, really working on that identifying your unique brand. And again, this conversation happens all the time, but I really want to focus on what is the brand that's already existing and how can we make it more external, show the world. Branding is not just a logo. The reason why I space this very annoyingly, because this annoys me too when I see this, is because I want people to understand that brand, there's a brand logo. When you say brand, it is not just the logo. When we think of, if you close your eyes and think of a big brand, let's say Nike. That just popped up in my head. So Nike, from what I know, it's the check mark. I think of the Just Do It, which is their logo, their slogan. I think about when I used to play football and basketball and I would have Nike gear. I remember that feeling that I had because I had a relationship with that brand, even though it was through their clothing. I remember Shia LaBeouf doing that Just Do It video and the memes coming out of it. And that's just a random side of it, I guess. But it's more than just, oh, we have made a cool design, we're going to put it on a t-shirt. What else do you do? What is your identity? Some of the questions that I like to talk about when I'm talking quickly about somebody's brand, and I am more than happy to do this with everybody, if you guys would like. I'm going to be putting in the chat box very quickly. You know, there we go. You know, this is fun for everyone. If you guys do need that recruitment support, if you guys do need that social media support or whatever you guys need, we're here to help you. We're here to support you guys as much as possible, and we're excited to support you guys. I think that is one of the big things that we are getting worried, not necessarily worried about, but one of the things that we want to make sure that everybody knows is that you're not alone and we're all here together. So let's just be together. Let's do this together. Give me 1 second. Something messed up on my side. There we go. Ooh, that's my face. Perfect. And so we need to look past that. So these questions are, what are the main focuses of your chapter or your colony? What are the top 3 things you would say that would make you guys different than any other fraternity or any other organization on your campus? What are the top 3 things a random student, a potential new brother, a sorority woman on your campus, an administrator, what would they say sticks out to them about ZBT? If your chapter or colony was one person, everyone was just pushed all together, what would their personality be? Obviously, with a lot of these, it gets pushed out to many more questions. And again, please email us if you guys do have any of these. I love working with groups about this. But this shows a lot of different aspects. And I'm not trying to hide it. Obviously, we're trying to see your focus. What is your focus as a chapter? What is your focus as an organization? What do you guys believe is your external identity? What is your actual external identity? Because those two can be compared together, see what's the good, see what's the bad, and improve. And then lastly, solely, what's the personality of the chapter of the colony? What can I expect when I work with you? What can I expect when I have a social with you? What can I expect when I go to your recruitment events? Because one of the top 3 things when it comes to this branding, and identifying it is, and businesses do this all the time, it's your focus, your internal and external appearance, and also your personality. Once you guys have those 3, you guys are able to improve it and stick out even more. Set the groundwork after you find these. And this is identifying who are top competitors, who is recruiting similar to you because they have a similar brand, or where's the untapped potential because we were trying to recruit like this group, or we're trying to do something like this group. What are we posting on our social media? What are our conversations like that makes us different and shows that unique aspect? And then also understand what is on the mind of the current potential new brothers. We are in a state where, especially some of our bigger groups, are waiting for these new like freshmen coming up to us and introducing us. What can we do to reach out to them first? What can we do on social media to show us off first so we can connect there and start the connection even earlier, then contact them, make it genuine, make it passionate, and bring them in. There's so many things that have that untapped potential, but getting into the mind of these potential new brothers, especially understanding our unique experience and our unique brand, will make us able to recruit more successfully. And also, just in general, with our partners and our external communication, we will be a lot stronger. Working from that, there we go. We have the organization. If you guys are executing something that is not organized properly, then there's really no point because no one's informed. No one has that communication. And it makes it tough. Start with a recruitment plan. I know that David Wind, our Director of Organizational Growth, and myself are more than happy to sit down and talk through a recruitment plan. I mean, David has been doing this nonstop for the last, I would say 2 months, but it's really been the 4 years in total he's been on staff. So let us help you, but then make a social media plan. You need to know what you are leading up to so that you can be posting about it, so that you guys can be communicating what that end goal or what that call to action is. Also, when it comes to that social media and showing off what's going on, look at your programming calendar. Things like a Brotherhood paintball event. If you guys are not taking a video for a future recruitment video or just on your story or a permanent post, you're missing a huge piece of action that a lot of houses don't do. My undergraduate chapter at NMU, we did these paintball events, and that got a lot of people interested because we showed everybody that our uniqueness is that we do cool things with each other as brothers that bonds us to be brothers, and you didn't have to have pledging to be a brotherhood. So forming into that, we were a strong non-pledging fraternity that focused a lot on our brotherhood, and that made us very unique. Someone, I can guarantee you, someone in your colony or your chapter is a photographer, has a camera, and everyone has an iPhone. If you have an Android, I mean, green text, but fine, you can still text me. But regardless, everybody has an Android, an iPhone, whatever it is, click and record. Even if you guys don't think it's the case where it's like, oh, somebody is running a marathon, they're running right past me, it's a brother of mine, I'm taking a Snapchat so I can send it to him or put it on my story, or whatever it may be, just saving that, putting that in some sort of reserve, or even giving it to your communications director, recruitment director, public relations, social media, whatever position you guys have hailed as the social media guy, giving it to them can start something that's completely different. It can go into a recruitment video, like I said. It can just go into posts. Take these pictures. And also having somebody that has that camera, being at these brotherhood events and programming events, taking these pictures, as I'll show a little bit later, is, I mean, if you're not doing it, you need to. I'm going to stop jumping on that point. I just see a lot of groups fail on that, and I don't want us to do that anymore because we're smarter than this. Understanding what you need to post now and what can wait. Let's say that you guys are having an event tonight. It is a recruitment event. You guys posted about it yesterday. Post something on your story today, this morning, talking about this is what's the details of the event are, or this event is tonight. Showing something that you're still engaging. Or something like you guys just won an award, your chapter or colony. Let's say, for example, I'm super proud of them. SUNY Plattsburgh got most improved fraternity / sorority on their campus. And I was super proud of them. And then if we were in person, if we were able to hold an award, that is something that we post immediately. And also for the Plattsburgh guys that are on, congratulations again. Or let's say that you guys just finished Alpha FIFA and you guys won. Send that group photo, tag the people that are in it, tag the organization that you're supporting. Get that holistic view on who can be in this, who wants to see this, and what can we accomplish. I talked about this already a little bit earlier, but have others submit these photos. You can do it through Google Docs. Make a form and just have somebody upload, like put the uploading function on it, and people can just post it, write a little blurb, and now it's just saved all together in a Google Drive. You're good to go. Posting efficiently. This is something that I harp on, and also I have to remind myself a lot. Stop with the hashtag. Let's just start there. If I see 50 hashtags on a post, I am not going to view it. I am not going to like it. I'm not going to comment on it. I'm not going to check out the hashtags. I'm just going to move on. It's annoying, to be honest. Have relevant hashtags, like hashtag recruit ZBT, hashtag BZBT, 2 to 3. I mean, no one gets annoyed at that. But have something consistent, have something standard. I don't need somebody to be at a cookout event that says hashtag hamburgers, hashtag cheeseburgers, hashtag sesame seed bun. Nobody needs that. If you are one of the people that goes to the discovery function and looks at the hashtag sesame seed buns, please contact me personally. I have questions. But at the same time, we just need that relevance and we need that what is going on now type of mentality. When you do all these hashtags, you're messing with the algorithm and you're annoying your peers. I'm already annoyed and I'm just talking about this. But like I said earlier, messing with the algorithm will push all of your stuff down. So even if somebody is going to that hashtag of sesame seed buns, your post will not stay at the very top for long. It'll be pushed down. And when it updates and updates and updates, you'll actually be skipping people because you're being focused on maybe on some like your standard hashtag. And so it's giving you more focus there. That's keeping you more towards the top, but everything else is pushing you down. Post photos of people or digestible content. Having a person in a post on average has 36% more likes and 32% more comments. Just having a person, just smile, have some fun. If you guys are posting something like a flyer or something that is like, and I'll show a little bit later, but something that's just a quick call to action, people start losing attention after 10 words. Let's say you have your recruitment schedule on it. Zeta Beta Tau, Fall Recruitment 2020, event. I see all this information at the top. I know what it's going to be about. If I'm interested, I'm going to look at the first thing and that's it. I'm not even going to look at the rest of your schedule unless one, I am really interested and I really want to be there, which is what we should get the potential new brothers to be. But two is that, okay, I'm going to go meet them here. I can look back at it later. And so understand that you just lost those 4 spaces of content. I'm not saying don't use that. Put up your recruitment schedule. But when you guys are focusing on other things and you guys want to be posting things like, let's say something about philanthropy and you're adding in all this information, is it worth your time? Because it's not going to be worth the reader's time. The reader is just going to go to the next post. Do not overload the caption. Captions are supposed to tell me a story at a glance. It's supposed to tell you what is going on in 2 sentences. I'm going to show one a little bit later too that kind of just pinpoints of like, this is this is that, this is that. It can be flowy. It can have something. But I do not want to have an alumni event blog on your Facebook or on your Instagram. I'm not going to read it. You're not going to read it. You just wasted your time where you could have been studying, doing cool things on campus, having fun, and recruiting. But instead, you talked about how alumni member Anthony really just wanted to show that he loved everybody and bought everybody a bunch of hats. I don't know. But if somebody's alumni does buy them hats, please, I have hats hanging up all around. Use the resources you already have. There's a lot of things on Instagram that we overlook, such as like the discoverability functions of location. If you're posting, for example, we're doing an expansion at Emory. If you're posting about Emory and on that campus, on the top function, if you keep using that and you keep tagging things like Emory University or the IFC at Emory or all of them, and you keep tagging them inside of your description or your caption, whatever it is, it starts linking up so that other people that have liked certain things that are similar or what the algorithm thinks is similar, then you'll start popping up more on their discovery functions. You might pop up on pages to like on Facebook, on who to watch on YouTube, on who to follow on Instagram. There's a lot of things that doing those simple measures will promote. My last expansion over at UNF, we had people that joined, and the first thing that they saw of us was Instagram, and they signed up via Instagram. It was easy. They're great men, and I'm excited that they saw it, but it's like that reach was that easy. Why aren't we doing this more? And that's what we want to bring to all of you. And that also leads in that maximizing reach. Develop that strategy. Ask yourselves those questions. What value does this bring? What is the goal? Whose attention do I want? Why am I doing this? If you have good answers for all of those, post it. If you don't, it's probably against the rules, or it's just something that is going to waste your time and your readers' time. Post creative, eye-attracting content. Clever is what some, I wouldn't say all, but clever is a term that some marketers use because there's different aspects to it. That clever content has more of that attention, retention and attention. And it's because there could be somebody having a conversation in the front, but there's a football game behind them. And there's so many things that catches the eye, and it makes somebody that is swiping through, that is going from story to story, stop, because our natural instinct is to start looking and figuring things out. If you see something, for example, that you're scrolling on your Instagram and you don't immediately understand, I bet 10 out of 10 you stop to question it. Let's use that. Not necessarily confusing our people, but show them something that is so eye attractive in that clever sense that we are able to sorry, somebody just got into the room, but we are able to stop them and retain them. Optimize your posting schedule. Post at peaks of social media use on your campus or in your city. And post multiple times per week, not once a month, not once every 2 weeks. Stories should happen every day. Permanent posts can be happening 3 to 5 times a day. Even some people recommend multiple times per day. I don't wish that on anybody. I feel like that's a lot. But 3 to 4 posts in a week is not rough. And to find your social media use on your campus, there's multiple ways. One of them, just as a student without any background, what time do classes usually get out? Does most people have Fridays off? If most people get out at 6 o'clock every night, imagine around 6:45 is about the time everyone gets home, sits on their couch, and starts going on social media. If it's a Thursday night that everybody is done with school, or most people, that Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m. and that Friday morning are going to be pretty big opportunities. If you guys do want more opportunities to find more, please email me as well. We have a lot of data that a lot of marketers use. Me being in a position before that was in that, having those connections, we're able to pull it all together, and it's really awesome. Also, do a Google search. If you're in a big school, they're going to have it. Another point, your genuine passion is shown through genuine engagement. Posting, commenting, tagging, all of these things. A sorority just did a huge philanthropy. Comment congratulations. Their sorority sisters will be going to your page afterwards because you've done that. You have given your social media platform to the organization to follow. If somebody comments on your posts, comment back appropriately, but comment back. Use the story to tell the story. Use your actual story itself to be showing what you guys are doing and engaging what you guys are currently going on. If you're at an event, you should be showing it as long as it's appropriate. Again, follow the rules. But that engagement, also in-house, is huge. Your brothers should be sharing your posts on their stories, especially when it comes to those recruitment events, those philanthropy events. The way to get the word out is by using your brothers, using the things that you have. Tagging Gamma Phi Beta or Alpha Phi or 80 Pi or whatever organization that you guys are working with, the school, whatever it may be. Those are things that you guys have in-house that will allow you guys to have that maximum reach. And also, again, just make sure that your brothers are commenting appropriately. I know I talked about it, I'm gonna talk about it again. Make sure it's appropriate. What should I do now? What should we do in these situations that we have all this time, especially now, starting out into summer? This was going to be the case anyways, but especially what's been going on, we're connecting through social media. This is where we're at. We need to jump on this now if we have it. Again, my email is in the chat box. Please reach out to me. But clean up your social media of any violations. Even your employers will look at them. Your parents will look at them. Your administration will look at them. If you've been in conduct for social media, that's why. Just clean it up. Know the rules. Go on the ZBT website, go on your school's website, or just use your moral compass. Create your recruitment and social media plans. Again, this is such a crucial time for it. We are living in such an interesting time that ZBT being a non-pledging fraternity and being one of the more progressive fraternities when it came to all this, we're in a beautiful position. We're lucky that we're having the retention we have because so many other organizations are focusing on their pledges and turning them over. And especially even on some of our campuses, they want to push back recruitment so that they can focus on the pledges that they have now. And we don't have that problem. We can start recruiting. We are 365, which means all the time, every day, 24/7, we can recruit. So let's do it. Then contact us. Search for the incoming class of 2024 on the social media pages and start stirring up that interest. If you're doing a philanthropy, post it in there. If you're doing something cool or you just want to share something, make sure you have ZBT on your page personally or as an organization, share it. That's going to stir interest. That's going to bring people to your page. And also having something like a call to action where it's a post or a link that it's like, if you are interested in recruiting with Zeta Beta Tau fraternity, sign up here, or want to be a Zeb, sign up here, whatever it is, so that there's that call to action, that next step. Once they do that, you need to contact them. They can't just sit on that list till fall. Message the unaffiliated men who are following you on social media at the start of the school year, over summer for those high schoolers that are coming in that are starting to follow you guys. DMing is weird because y'all made it weird. That's the big thing. If I, as a brand, an organization, a business, as a chapter, whatever it is somebody has liked our page or shown interest in ZBT, and I send them something that says, congratulations on getting accepted into Cal Poly. We're excited to grow the Mustang family. Let us know if you have any questions. Something simple, something that allows for a reach out and a genuine interest in that person. As in a sense of them now being a part of your community. Now you have the first touch, you have the first engagement with them. If they reach back out to you, there you go. That person is more likely to become a brother. But also, if that person does not reach back out to you, if they are going through recruitment and they pass your table, they're gonna stop because you guys did something so easy. Just don't make it weird. Something that I wanted to throw in, a direct message or text open rate is around 98%. With a click-through rate for more than 30%, it ranges from, I believe it was like 31 to 37%, depending on the venue. When emails and more of those older types of communications have a 15% open rate and a 3% click rate. So really using your phones the right way. Email communication is not the best way to be recruiting, to be doing anything that's not necessarily professional. I mean, if you work with ZBT staff, we're texting you guys. We're emailing you guys resources and important documents, but we're texting you, we're calling you. We're removed from that email because we know that even with us, I'm 26, I'm not 47. I know my face looks that way. Sorry, but I prefer texting. It's easier. I'll click through it. If I need to answer, I'll answer. If I don't, I don't. There you go. Focus on it. Be genuine and interested, not desperate and needy. Genuine and interested communication is a lot different than that desperate and needy. Hey, Anthony, I saw that you signed up on our ZBT interest form. I wanted to talk to you about ZBT when you have time to chat. Something simple, not necessarily those wordings, but something simple. If I don't reply, maybe in a week, just be like, hey man, just wanted to follow up. No reply, cool. If you're saying, hey man, we want to talk to you, we need brothers, we need this, and you're texting them every day, you're showing that you don't have pride or confidence in what you're wearing on your chest as your letters, that's when you're scaring more people off. Yes, bug people, but bug people respectively, and bug people in a way that it's because you're interested in them. Like, hey, Anthony, I think you would be a great brother of ZBT. After I met you tonight at this recruitment event, I would love to see you there tomorrow. Remind them the next day, hey, we have this cookout at 6 p.m. Let me know if you need a ride. It's showing that I'm interested in you as a person, not interested in numbers on a sheet. Build your social media platforms the way that you know they should be. There's a lot of groups like Towson does an amazing job of their organization of their Instagram page and their social media. Make it in a way that it's easily understandable. Make it in a way that you are going to actually retain those people. Use some of the stuff that you guys have now. Email me if you want me to go through your social media. If you email me and tell me, hey, we don't know what's this policy or this, we don't know if we're breaking the rules, we just need help, let's do it. I'd rather fix what happened in the past and let's move on to the future. Easy. I wanted to show some of the examples of some of the groups and what they've been doing. This one, of course, I had to use my own undergraduate chapter, Cal Poly. But here's a big one, be a smart show-off. What they did was they showed 4 pictures, and I don't recommend using multiple pictures on Instagram all the time. Once every 5 posts, sure, but when you do that, it starts pulling people away, and the likability of the post actually goes down, small tidbit. But let's jump into this one. You're seeing multiple conversations. You're seeing a conversation here. You see people laughing over here, which is not this. You see this guy walking away. There's so many things that are catching your eye that you want to kind of understand what's going on. They're tagging that they're in the city of San Luis Obispo because this is a community event. Obviously, by looking at it, it looks more like a philanthropy, athletically based philanthropy. And they put 2 sentences. Last week, we hosted our philanthropy. There we go, knockerball. Thank you to this particular fraternity brother for putting this on. We made $1,700 for JWI. I skipped some of those words in the middle because numbers and those capital letters grab people's attention more. So even with this, I missed putting on such a sick event. And thank you to everyone who participated. I even skipped that to the $1,700 in JWI. So when you are looking through your social media tonight, even if you do it right now, look at where your eye is going and start thinking about more creative ways that you can make sure that your eye is being retained to those comments or those concepts or those captions. Another one, going to Towson. Again, they use Towson University inside of their location service to boost that discoverability. They're being efficient. They have, again, this is clever content. They have a grill that's cooking. They have a Zeta Beta Tau recruitment shirt that just that shirt alone, I know that it's the Olympics and hockey. I know it's hockey at least. But just that shirt alone, I'm like, okay, what's going on there? Then they just put out a couple words so that my mind and my eyes are not boggled on what's going on. They just put it all in. They were efficient. Then in here, what's going on? Rush event tonight, 6 to 8 p.m. at 424 Evesham Avenue. They have rides that are 15 minutes prior, Tower Circle, so we're meeting there. And then they have that Rush ZBT, that one standard hashtag that pushes that discoverability up. But I'm jumping around seeing these big items. Sure, I can see it all. We look forward to seeing you there tonight. That's great. But like I'm jumping around because that is where the information holds, is those numbers and those tiny tidbits. But also, like, look at that post. It's simple, it's to the point, as well as it's efficient. Next one, I'm using one that I use from our expansion, our ZBT Emory account. And this one is showing off a few ways to create that stay, create that retention, and call to action. Give them something to do. So over here, down here, you see the Brotherhood, Service, Q&A, Events, Spotlight. If somebody jumps on the page, they're able to sit there for a while and go through some of those highlights. If you start doing this, I recommend clearing out, if they're a month or older, to clear them out. No one wants to see that far back. Unless it's like your newest brothers and you're doing a, hey, my name is Anthony, I'm from Fresno, California, my major is this. I understand that. But most events do get outdated by other events that are going on. But they're skipping through these, they're looking at your Brotherhood, how cool your events are, that you guys really care about the community, the future events you have, and the great things you guys are doing. Also, there's a link that is a bit.ly link that if you type that in or you just click it, you go to a form that lets me know that you're interested in joining. So I now have your Instagram handle, I now have your information that you put in, and I'm going to contact you. It's easy, it gives them that call to action. So finishing with that, what's your what and why? I know we started with this on what's the what and why of social media, but what's your what and why? What brought me to your page? What are you going to do to bring me there? What makes me want to stay on your page? What are your retention aspects? Why should I follow you? Are you giving me a reason? Why should I continue to follow you? Are you spamming up my feed? Are you posting too many links? Are you inviting me to too many things on Facebook? Or is your content just very bad for the eye? Why should I continue? And then two of the bigger ones. Why should I want to join you and your organization? What makes you different? What makes you unique? And what should I do to join you? What is my call to action? I could be very stoked on you guys, but if we do not have a call to action, what are they supposed to do? Because they're going to be more scared of DMing you guys than you guys DMing them or getting in contact in any way. Give them a way that makes them comfortable, a list, an event, something like that, that makes it very, very easy. I think that this is a huge focus point, especially now, especially with these high schoolers right now that are getting the acceptances to our great universities. And all of these people that are craving that human interaction because of what has been going on in our world. Let's give them a taste of what our chapters do, what our colonies do, what we do when we're together, and let's show them why we are unique as an international office, as local chapters on each campus, and let's show them why we're better and we are the top competitor. So I'm going to unmute you guys. Let me just stop sharing really, really quickly. There we go. No technology, not today. So everyone's unmuted. If you guys do have any questions, please ask them now. Jacob, I agree, go Stags.
Yeah.
What's up? Oh, it's Jacob, never mind. But does anybody have any questions? If not, thank you guys. But I will be asking for questions.
Yeah, I got one, if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course.
All right, so I've heard of this thing called Hootsuite. It's supposed to help with automating like Instagram posts and things like that. What do you think of an automated system for Instagram feeds?
Awesome. So there's two things with it. One, they are promoting their paid version. and also calling it a free version. So they're confusing what is going on. So they don't necessarily will post all of your stuff for free. You're able to organize your posts and what you want to put on, but you need to jump in on that free version and post them by taking them down. So if you have somebody that is listening to those notifications and really jumping on, then yeah, that's great. For that paid version, and you're doing this for a bigger organization, or you guys have the money to spend on it, absolutely. I mean, it's so nice to have some content that's already ready to go that I know that's coming out, especially when working with campaigns or recruitment schedules and stuff like that. They're able to post those permanent postings. When it comes to a story of just like the free version, you have to go back in and actually post it yourself when the time comes. And the second thing is with Hootsuite, a lot of these other things, one, just make sure that they're not super overpriced. Hootsuite I've used and we use at ZBT currently, it works very, very well. But a second thing is they have so much analytical data that they bring back to you that you can see you're following, you're unfollowing, what posts cause more people to follow, what posts cause more people to unfollow. And they do a more specific look than what you guys can get on Facebook analytics, unless you're going really in depth and you understand it all, or Instagram analytics and downloading that content and really doing a full analysis. If you guys do want to do that, all power to you. There's Instagram certifications, Facebook certifications, Google AdWords, Google Analytics, Google partnerships, which I've done all of those, and it takes some time. It's very confusing, and I still don't understand it, but I can put that certification on my resume, and that's all that matters. I do think that even in the free version does help. It gets us organized and it gets us ready to go. But we just need to make sure we have that content. And I think that's one of the big things that we are lacking. Thank you for your question.
Anthony, actually, I have a question. Something I've asked you about before. It's about so I made an alumni group like you said I should, and then there's still that old Facebook page from when we first got refounded in 2017. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if anyone's running it or anything like that, because I tried DMing whoever's in control of it to say if they could pass the privileges over, and they still haven't gotten back to me. So what should I do about that?
Yeah, definitely. So we'll pull this to a general view about having a chapter or colony that is starting up and taking over something that has already existed. The first step is what Tyler did was reached out to the page itself. There's also other safety functions that you guys could have. If we have the information, like we started a group, the group didn't work out, we might still have that information for you. Other things are actually contacting Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, whatever it may be, and doing a claim. Showing what they'll ask you is things like your EIN number. Show us proof that you're actually this organization now, and you guys can claim that title and claim that organization back. And so Tyler, let's connect afterwards about that particular situation. And hopefully not many of you will ever have to be in that situation. But contacting the actual organization of the platform, I guess I should say, that holds it, you can prove claim. And so that's what I think we would have to do, Tyler.
All right, perfect. Thanks, because I've been freaking flipping out about that.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it, Tyler. We'll take care of it.
All right, sweet.
Awesome. Any other questions? If not, thank you guys all so much for going through that. I know it was a lot of information. Again, my email is in the chat, and so is David's. Let us know if you have any questions at all. We'll be doing another recruitment workshop for ZBT at Home next week. And so we will keep you posted and keep you updated. This will be posted on our YouTube as well, so that you can have your chapter brothers or other chapters and colonies can use it. Again, follow us on Instagram at Zeta Beta Tau. I'm so used to ZBT Emory or ZBT UNF, but it's Zeta Beta Tau. We're pushing out a lot of new campaigns, and so we're very excited about it. But thank you all so much, and have a wonderful night.